What's up everyone, it's Elijah with the Rideshare Guy, and in this video we're going to be covering a tutorial of the Uber Eats Shop and Pay experience. There are two types of delivery when it comes to Uber Eats. There's a normal food delivery where you go to a restaurant, pick up the food and deliver it, but a few years back Uber Eats added another service called Uber Eats Shop and Pay. This basically works where you go to a grocery store, do the shopping, and then drop those groceries off to a customer. The process for this type of delivery is different from food delivery. That's why in this video, we're going to be focusing on the Uber Eats Shop and Pay experience. If you're looking for the normal food delivery tutorial, you want to check that video out that we've already made. With that being covered, let's go ahead and get into the process of signing up for Uber Eats Shop and Pay deliveries, because that's not something you're automatically signed up for. You have to go through a process inside the Uber app to ask to receive these requests and get approved for them. So let's do that now. Once you have opened the Uber app, you'll be taken to the home screen. Once here, click on the bars in the bottom left-hand corner. This will allow you to toggle what services you're approved for, as well as sign up for new ones. As it stands, if you scroll down, you see I have shop and delivery orders on. You can turn this off or on based on your preferences. If you don't see this, that means that you're not signed up for Uber Eats Shop and Pay, and you'll need to do the following. Scroll back up and click on See More next to Services. Once here, scroll down, and you'll see Delivery as long as you're signed up for Uber Eats normal delivery. Next to it though, you'll see Alcohol and Shop and Deliver. You want to make sure that Shop and Deliver and Alcohol are approved, because this will allow you to do Uber Eats Shop and Pay orders. If they're not approved, you just click on them and you'll be taken through the sign up process, which is basically Uber just telling you what it entails, and then they'll have you sign up in order to get a Uber Eats Shop and Pay debit card. Once that is done, back out of this and make sure this is toggled on for shop and delivery orders so that you can start receiving shop and delivery orders. Once you have done this, all that remains is for you to actually click go and go online so you can receive a shop and pay delivery. This is a screenshot of the heat map used for Uber Eats Shop and Pay. We're not going to cover it here because we've already talked about it in the Uber Eats delivery tutorial, which if you haven't seen, we recommend checking that out. After waiting, you'll eventually get a request that comes in, and this is what a Shop and Pay delivery looks like. On the screen, it will say Shop and Deliver. It'll show the amount you're getting paid for this. It will show whether it includes the expected tip or not, the item number, how far away the store is, as well as what store you'll be going to. Right next to where it says items, it also shares the number of units that you'll be shopping for. Items is a different type of food or things you'll be shopping for during this delivery, and item is the total number of those things. For example, we see that this has 2 items and 3 units. One item can be a bottle of water and the other item can be a bag of Cheetos, but there's only 1 bottle of water and 2 bags of Cheetos. Hence, that's why there's 2 items and 3 units. You can accept the delivery by clicking on accept or press the X button on the screen to decline the delivery. Once you have accepted the delivery, this screen will pop up just like it would with a normal Uber Eats delivery. The only difference is you'll be navigated to the store instead of a restaurant. So go ahead and click on navigate and head to the restaurant. Once you arrive at the store, any notes that the restaurant feels that you need to know ahead of time will be put on the screen. You can also get a preview of what exactly is in this order. And once you've actually walked in the store, that's when you'll want to click on Start Shopping. Once you start shopping, you'll be directed to this screen that pulls up all the items that you'll be shopping for during this shopping trip. Think of this section kind of as a checklist. As you're shopping in the store, you'll come across the items on the screen, and then you're just going to click on them, scan them, and they'll be moved to the checklist section that shows that you finished picking up that item. A pro tip here is if you have any frozen food, you want to make sure you pick that up last, because it'll minimize the amount of time that frozen food is out of the freezer. Next, we're going to cover exactly how you scan an item. When you come across an item, just click it on the screen. Once here, just click on Found Item, and a scanner app will appear on your phone. Next, you'll need to pick the item up and scan the barcode on it. Keep in mind that some items have multiple barcodes for different reasons, so you want to scan the barcode that looks like every other barcode you scan because that's unique to that store. However, if it has multiple barcodes and the scan doesn't work, make sure you scan them all just to verify that this is the right item. Sometimes you can have the right item, but you scan the wrong barcode on that item, and then you might just assume that it's the wrong item. Make sure you scan all the barcodes just to verify this. Once you've scanned it, the item will be moved to the completed section. If the store is sold out or for some reason you can't find the item, you want to click on Can't Find Item. From here, one of two things will happen. If the customer has opted to just get a refund automatically, then that item will be removed from the trip and they'll be refunded automatically. Then the app will prompt you to find a replacement for that item. Sometimes customers have already put in a replacement item in case an item is sold out or can't be found. If that's the case, it's going to pop up next on the screen. If that happens, you look for the replacement item, which usually isn't too far away from the original item, and you scan that replacement item, and that will be moved to the completed section, and that will take the original item's place. A word of advice, you want to do your darndest to find all the items, because if customers end up getting refunds, that actually lowers the amount you're getting paid, because oftentimes how much they tip is a percentage base. And if the amount of money they're spending on the items because there's less of it becomes less, that means by default you make less money because a large portion of shop and pay is your tips. So try your best to actually find all the items. If at any point you need to contact the customer, just hit the message icon in the top right hand corner, and that will allow you to message them if you have any questions for them during the shopping experience. Once you've gotten all the items, you can go ahead and head to a checkout station. A word of advice though, before you do so, if you picked up anything that has alcohol, you will be required to show your ID. So you want to be prepared for that. Also, another pro tip is if you have items that have alcohol in it, you know you're going to have to show your ID. You might not want to use a self-checkout station because it won't let you proceed until a clerk verifies you can buy the alcohol by looking at your ID. Depending on the self-checkout line, there may actually be a delay before the clerk can actually get to you. If that's the case, it might just be better to just go ahead and wait in the normal line and have a clerk check you out because they'll be right there to check your ID. That's just a pro tip. Let's go ahead and get on with the checkout process. There are two types of checkouts. One involves a QR code versus the other one involves you paying with the Uber Shop and Pay debit card. Let's cover the first type. The first type of checkout, once you arrive at the checkout station, you click on Pay with Code. Once you click on that, instructions will pop up basically showing you how to pay with a QR code for this order. Basically, it just involves you scanning the QR code at a certain point, which will pay for the order automatically. In this case, there's no need to use your Uber Eats Shop and Pay card. You just either scan the QR code if you're doing a self-checkout or show the clerk your screen if someone is checking you out and they'll scan the QR code. Once this is done, click on Done. If you purchased any bags, you want to make sure this is checked off, and if you didn't, you want to uncheck it. Then click on Submit. From here, you take a picture of the receipt, and that's the process of how you check out with a QR code. The next method involves your Uber Eats Shop and Pay card. Now, occasionally you may get a case where you still need to ask the cashier to scan a barcode on your phone. And if that's the case, you want to have the cashier go ahead and scan that barcode, or you can do so yourself if you're doing a self-checkout. This is an extra step with some stores though. Some of them don't have a barcode for you to scan at all. Once it gets to the section where you need to pay for the order, you'll be instructed to use your Uber Eats Shop and Pay card. In most cases, you'll be given one digitally, and you'll need to use either Google Pay or Apple Pay to pay for the delivery virtually with your phone. For this example, we're going to be covering Google Pay. You want to make sure that you're paying with the Uber Eats Plus card, and you'll see that on the screen. You don't want to accidentally pay using some other debit card if you use Google Plus or Apple Pay to pay for other things. Once that is done, you just take a picture of the receipt, and then it's time to head back to the car, hit Submit, and then you will enter the drop-off phase of this delivery. The drop-off phase plays out very similar to how it would with a normal Uber Eats delivery. They either want you to leave their groceries at the door, they'll meet you at the door, or opt to meet you outside somewhere and have you stay in the car. As a heads up, most people want you to just leave it at the door, but occasionally you will get the meet at door or the stay in car option. go ahead and press navigate to the customer's drop-off location so you can start the process of completing the delivery. If a PIN number is involved, the option will always be meet at door. Once you arrive at the drop-off location, you want to take the groceries to the appropriate place and follow the instructions as far as leave at door, or if it's meet at door, go ahead and ring the doorbell or knock on the door and let them know you're there. Side note, if they leave any notes, please follow them. As you can see, they want us to knock, not ring the doorbell, so that's what I did. Once that is done, you take a picture of the groceries if it's leave at door. Then you type in the notes section where you left the groceries and you click on deliver. That is how you complete a Uber Eats Shop and Pay order. That does it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found value in it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you're new. This has been Elijah with the Rideshare Guy. And if you want more tips and tutorials about food delivery and grocery delivery in general, I recommend that you check out this playlist that we've made that covers all types of delivery tutorials from Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, etc. I'll catch you on the next video. This is Elijah with the Rideshare Guy signing off. And of course, don't forget to be safe and be profitable.